One of the most exciting takeaways from the National Lymphedema Network conference last week was about brain lymphatics. Now, when I went through my training to become a CLT in 2008, we were taught that there were no lymphatics in the brain. I was recertified in 2012, and we were still told that there were no lymphatics in the brain. Now, how could this be possible when we know that our brain utilizes the most energy and is the most important organ in our body? But this is what we were taught, and this is what we believed for a long time. Little did I know that later in 2012, a researcher named Nedergaard, who is doing research on mice and rats, did find lymphatics in the brain. And we all now know that lymphatics in the brain do exist. What I learned from Dr. Wei Chen and Dr. Antoine Louveau in their talk was that not only are there lymphatics in the brain, but that there appear to be two systems of lymphatics in the brain. The first is what we've been told is called Glymphatic or G-lymphatics. And as this was described at the conference, this is where the brain is sort of washed. It's a combination of cerebrospinal fluid, interstitial fluid, and all of the other fluids within our body that normally change and move due to pressure differentials in our lymphatic vessels inside the cell and outside the cell. Well, the same is true within our brain. Pressure differentials move this fluid around, sort of wash the brain, and then it's brought inside the brain where the meningeal lymphatic system actually picks it up and brings it to our deep cervical lymph nodes deep in our neck. So the brain lymphatics are our brain's waste removal system. The brain lymphatics also seem to help lipid transport within the brain, keeping our brain nice and healthy. One of the coolest things that I found is that our brain lymphatic system is most active while we're asleep. So as we sleep, our brain activity is slowed down. This is when all this waste clearance happens. So along with the pressure differentials between the fluids within our brain, that is how the lymphatic system becomes active. Our breathing, our respiratory rate is also going to impact our arterial contraction rate. Even deep within our brain, the pulsations in our arteries also help this lymphatic fluid move out of our brain so that this waste system can move and work more efficiently. Now, even cooler than all this is that we know that there are significant changes that happen to our body as well as our brain as we age. Now, what the research is showing that was presented, that significant neurodegenerative changes can be predicted by changes in our brain lymphatic system and vice versa. Our changes in our brain lymphatic system causing some of those neurodegenerative diseases and problems that many aging people have. So there's a lot of research, and this is going to be part 2 of my brain lymphatics post, but I just really wanted to take this first post to say that yes, brain lymphatics do exist. We continue to learn more and more from the rat and mice studies, as well as now from some human studies, and how this is going to change how certified lymphedema therapists treat people. Can we treat neurodegenerative diseases? All of these exciting things that are on the horizon that we're looking at are just going to, I think, change the way physicians and therapists practice and the way people think about aging in general. So a lot of exciting stuff on the central lymphatic system. So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll look even further into some of the disorders. Now, this research that I'm presenting is part of what was presented at the National Lymphedema Network, like I said, from Dr. Wei Chen and Dr. Antoine Louveau, as well as from 2 other studies that are going to be cited down below. I'm very excited about all of this. If you want more information, I urge you to reach out and read the studies for all of the information I just presented. My name is Lisa Sylvestri. I'm a physical therapist and a certified lymphedema therapist, and my goal is to make us all lymph smart.